All right, it's 3:42 a.m. I haven't really been sleeping, so we're making this video right now. I'm gonna continue this streak. I've been like every day. Like, thanks for watching. What's up guys, it's Gunnar Tierno. I'm back with another video. This time it's gonna be a legit check, so I'm gonna show you everything you need to know to make sure your pair of Adidas Yeezy Boost 350 V2 clays are authentic or fake. Now if you're new to my channel, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. That's what inspires me to make these videos. Now by the end of this video, I hope you find out that your pair is authentic, but if you're looking for authentic stuff, you can check out my website, worldwidedrip.com. That's my store. Everything's authentic, comes with all the receipts. Now making these videos is like a catch-22 because as much as I'm helping you guys figure out if your pair is authentic or not, I'm also helping the companies that make fakes to make them better. So, you know, that's why like we gotta keep doing these videos and keep it up to date because they keep improving and things are changing and so on. But I plan to do a lot of these videos because I'd like to do one on every pair. Now, this video is not sponsored in any way, but the company did send them to me for free. So they have no idea what my video is gonna be about. They actually emailed me asking like, what's it gonna be about? I never answered it. I just sent them my address. The only thing I told them is that I'm gonna put them against real Yeezys. So here we are. I'll put their link in the bio. That's what we agreed upon. But enough with this intro. Let's just get to it. All right, so let me start with who I got these from. I got these from perfectkicks.ru, and that's with a Z. Now, they make like everything. It's pretty incredible that they can make them like this good. I mean, I opened the box and I was like, wow, these are like, if the pair they sent me was the first Yeezys I ever got, I would never know. They're so good. So I don't support ripping people off. I don't support selling fakes. That's not my thing. That's not what I do. But unfortunately, it happens a lot. It happens on StockX. It happens on GOAT. It happens on eBay. It happens everywhere. It's really hard to find a source that like isn't corrupted with that, you know? Now, when you're buying this type of stuff, whether it's Supreme or Yeezys, the best thing is really to have somebody that you trust, somebody that you know that they go to the drops, that they buy them when they come out. Like, that's why a lot of customers choose to shop at my website, Worldwide Drip, and buy from me like in person and online and stuff because they know me, they know I'm going to the drops, they know what I do, and they know that everything that I'm selling is authentic. So when it comes to avoiding buying fakes, that's really the best advice I have. Now, you also need to know the terminology. So the slang for fake Yeezys is Feezys. You'll hear that a lot. You'll also see UA, and that means unauthorized pair. And it's like kind of like the high class way of saying fakes. And it seems like some people want to believe that, oh, they were made in the same factory and they like are real, but it's just not authorized by Adidas to sell them. That's what they want you to believe. Like, really, they make all these shoes in China. The fake factories are across the street from the real factories or next to them. They're always trying to get their employees. They're trying to source where they get their materials from. So it's like a really serious operation. Like, they really try to make a real thing, but it's always fake. Like, if it's UA, if it's Feezys, if you see PK was like the biggest fake company. It's kind of like when people say like make a Xerox, like a copy, but Xerox was a brand. It's like that with PK. Like if you see PK whatever, that means fake. It means really good fake, like top of the line fake. But aside from those terms and keywords and like abbreviations, I mean, you're gonna have all the people that are trying to scam others with listing it as, oh yeah, it's real, oh, it's authentic, yeah. But by the end of this video, you should feel pretty confident if your pair is real or fake. You could hit me up, but guys, I get so many requests for legit checks. It's like really difficult to do it. I'm thinking about offering it as a service on Worldwide Drip. I'm not sure yet, because like when I tell people I want to charge, they get all pissed off at me like, oh, but like, you know, you got to understand that I get like hundreds of messages a day, and it's like if I legit checked everybody's shoes, like it would literally take all day, every day, and I wouldn't be able to do anything else. So it's a tough battle. I want to help you guys out, and that's why I make these videos. So this is like a DIY way. We're gonna UV test these shoes. I'm gonna show you how to check the boxes if it's real, the paper inside, the shoe itself. We're gonna also weigh them because they should weigh a certain amount. But something to keep in mind is that I'm doing this on a size 11. They're both the same. So if you're a girl and you have a size 4 men's or 4.5 men's, dimensions are gonna be different. The box is gonna be smaller. Things change. There are manufacturer errors. There are like slight variations in like material and stuff with these shoes because they're made on a production line. They make 80,000 of these, 100,000 of them. So there is gonna be that stuff, but what we're looking for in this video is clear indicators that this is not authentic. This is not how Adidas made it. This was not the manufacturing process, and that's how we can know for sure. So this isn't just about speculation and, oh, this is like messed up or this thread is like, you know, a little frayed. That's gonna happen. It's gonna be in them. You just gotta keep in mind that everything you see in this video is relative to what you have. So if you have a bigger shoe or a smaller shoe, if I measure it, the measurements are gonna change a little bit. They're gonna look a little different. When I show small shoes on my videos like 4s, people are like, oh, they're fake, they're fake, they're fake. They've just never seen small Yeezys. So you gotta keep that in mind when you're doing this. I think I've said everything I wanted to get across before we go into this to improve from the last one I made that has like 50,000 views. Like, you guys are killing it. Thank you for the support, really appreciate it. And hit that subscribe and like button, like, come on, man. Anyway, out of these two pairs right here, which one is real and which one is fake? Fake, real. Now, the biggest indicator right away that if you really know about this stuff is the box. You see this ink? You see how black that ink is and how this is like a gray? Now, it's hard to get the colors super accurate on camera with the lighting and the color correction when I edit, but this is not a solid black. Real boxes do not have a solid black. It's like a transparent gray. It almost has like some green tint in the ink, but it's surely not pure black. Biggest giveaway when it comes to fake Yeezys in a fake box, because remember, somebody could buy fake Yeezys, put them in a real box. You could buy real boxes, like people sell empty boxes on eBay and stuff, so you gotta think about it. But if you have a Yeezy Boost box that has black ink, like I'm talking super black, it's fake. Now we're gonna focus on the box to start, so there's a couple more things, but I just wanna give you guys like a closer look at that ink. So the pair that's fake is super black, and then you can see the real one, it's like a gray, you know, it's transparent, and that applies to all the ink. You can see it here too. This is super black, this is not super black. Now, this box method is probably one of the best ways if you're buying a pair and like you don't have any others to compare it to and you're out somewhere just buying it from a guy or whatever. If you see this super dark black ink, it's really a dead giveaway. So that's why I always start with that first. Now, when it comes to the labels, there's different types of labels. So there's Chinese labels actually that are real, that like they look so fake, but they're real. I have a pair I got from Yeezy, so I'll make a video about like the labels one day specifically, but these two labels are the ones you'll traditionally see. Now, this is the fake one, this is the real one, but this one has European, like international label, and then this is an American label over here. So they do come with these labels. Let me grab a pair that has the same label though. All right, so I grabbed a pair of 12s I have that have the same exact label so we could do a direct comparison. There used to be a couple things they used to get wrong, like where the color code is. That letter used to not line up with the B, but they get that right all the time now. The guy icon is different sometimes. He's like a little too fat or something, or like, you know, kind of skewed. Aside from the ink on the box, which is here too, and you can tell it's too black, it should be more gray. And they put this sticker on it. That's normally not there, but we're gonna ignore that. The next thing you could look at is the Adidas logo. So this logo is just too big. It's like been squished or, you know, just like stretched on like Photoshop in some like weird way, but it also doesn't line up properly. So this was in my other video too. If you take a straight edge, now if you take a straight edge and you run it down the center of that flower at the point here, it misses that O in com. It's in between the M and the 0. It's very, very slight, but it does not hit that O when we go down the center of the line. Now also the logo is just like way too stretched and stuff. It's just like the flower ends aren't like pointy enough, they're too round. And when you see a real one, you can see how much more refined that is. It's a lot tighter, the flowers are pointier. And then when we take the straight edge and we run it down the middle of that, see how we're hitting this O in calm? That is correct, that's authentic. So what that tells me here is in their like digital file of this like, you know, print and the letters, that logo is not centered to the geometry of that file. And it should be. So that's like getting a little more detailed into this, but that's a giveaway. It's like that on lots of fake pairs. All right, back with my 11 box. You can see the same thing here with the flower. If you take the straight edge and you go down the center of it, it's clearly hitting that O in calm, and back on the fake pair, we're missing it. We're like right on the edge. It just tells you that it's not the correct files they're using, and what we're really doing in this whole video is trying to see manufacturing process differences, because then we really know that Adidas didn't make these. Now if we look at the other side of the box, it's the same thing. We're gonna have the same issues. So I'm gonna take the fake pair, and the logo is incorrect. It's, you know, way too stretched out and just too like wide. And we're gonna run that straight edge, and we're hitting the edge of that O, right? And .com/Kanye. Now on authentic pairs, you can see the logo is smaller, it looks a lot cleaner, it's more pointy because it's a real Adidas logo. And we run this straight edge down the center of that flower, we're clearly hitting that O in calm. So it should be correct on both sides of the box. That's what it should be like. You know, aside from that, there's gonna be some other differences where the font is a little different, a little stretched out, you know, the ink's way too black. But that stuff is very, very difficult to point out if you don't have a bunch of real pairs and you haven't really done this before. Now the next thing is these punch out like pull tabs or something. I don't know what you call them, but you can push these in and that's like how you open this box up. Now on authentic pairs, you can see how this is more of like a half moon shape. It's almost like a semicircle, has very rounded edges, but it's very like circular overall, that cutout. You know, that's what I'm looking at, this cutout where this has been pre-cut. And when you take fake pairs and you look at this cutout, it's more rectangular, it's not as curved. Some of them are very square, then it's super obvious. This one's actually pretty good, but it's still not totally right. It's way too rectangular, it's not semicircle enough, and it's a fine detail, but it's another way to tell. When we open the boxes, the fake pair actually came in. Now the fake pair actually came in these bags in the box and then the paper on the bottom. So if you get your Yeezys in a bag like this, they're definitely fake. They do not come like this. But we're gonna make like that didn't happen with these because that would be too easy and too obvious. Now looking inside the box, the biggest difference is the paper. So the paper is actually different colors. So the fake paper is a lot lighter, and then the texture is totally different. So the fake paper feels like more wax paper. It does have a matte side and a glossy side, which is like kind of how it should be. So that has improved. The real paper is in darker in color. It's like more yellow to it. It's got a rough side and a slightly glossy side. The rough side is a lot rougher than the fake one. Now the paper on the real one is thicker, it's softer, it's just like a higher quality paper. And the fake one, it's like, I don't know, probably whatever they could get. It's too loud, you can kind of hear it. Might be hard to hear, but this is like a higher pitched sound. It's just different paper. It's not right. Now inside the box, there's like really not many ways to check. Sometimes you'll find the sticker on real pairs. That sticker on this box can fall off. Sometimes I find them like on the shoe by accident, you know, just from it like jiggling around and shipping. So you might not always have that circle sticker there. And the fake pair doesn't have it at all, but it's really not a foolproof way to tell. And they could easily put a sticker there, and then what do you do, right? So The sticker thing, the circle sticker from inspection from the factory, it is a thing, but it's not the best way to tell. All right, so enough with the box. Let's actually get to the shoes, right? That's what you guys came for, but you know, you can tell a lot from the box. Now, the first thing that I noticed, and this might sound silly, but a dead giveaway when it comes to fake pairs is the smell. So I smelt these as soon as I opened the box. It reeked out my whole office and studio for days. Like, I'm talking an intense smell of chemicals. It smelled like glue, you know? And it still smells like glue. And it's been like 2 or 3 weeks these things have been airing out. Now, is this gonna work for you? If you're buying them used from somebody, you know, they're not really gonna have that smell. It's just been too long, they've been out for too long, they've aired out for too long. So this is like if you got them like right from the factory, or like, you know, if they didn't open it and somebody sold it to you and just like didn't have them out, right? This is not a joke when it comes to how it smells. This is a real thing. So you could smell a real Yeezy. This is a fake Yeezy, and it smells like glue. It smells like chemicals. Now when you smell a real one, it smells like a new shoe. You know, it's like that new car smell, right? Like, imagine like you got in a car and it's like this chemical glue smell, right? And you're like, what's going on, right? This doesn't smell like a new car. It's the same thing with the shoes. There's that new shoe smell. Now, if you've bought Adidas in the past, it's like the same smell, you know? Now, Jordans and stuff, they smell more like chemicals, like real ones, even when you open them. But Adidas Yeezys really just have that new shoe smell. You can smell the fabric, you can smell the inside, you can smell the soles, and it just smells like a new shoe. Now when you smell the fakes, it just smells like glue and like formaldehyde or something, or just like a really strong chemical smell. It's like the best way I could describe it, you know? So that's real, that's a real thing. Now these shoes look excellent. They are so good. Like, one thing though that is different is the stance of them. So you see how this toe curls up a little bit on the fake pair? That's not how they are. They should be like a Corvette, like that low nose, like race car performance, super low nose to the ground, big butt in the back. And you can see that it's clear here. You see how low this is to the ground? Now on the fake pair, the top of this toe is about 1 inch off the table, and on the real pair, it's like 1/2 inch or less. So that's a way to tell. Now, if somebody wore them and stuff, they could curl over time, but they should really have a very flat front. Like, think of a Corvette, think of a sports car. You know, this is like a performance shoe. That's how the design was intended. The other thing that's like kind of hard to tell unless they're like super bad fakes is the overall silhouette of this. It's just too tall. This is a slightly shorter. It's a little bit of different geometry. This kind of comes out more. You know, it's like way more straight up here. They're kind of flopping over. They're just, the fabric is like a lot thinner. This is a lot stiffer. You know, you kind of have to have a feel for that stuff. It might be hard to tell, and it's not really the best evidence, but if you have a good eye, you can just kind of feel that it's a fake Yeezy. You can just tell from the small nuances of it. Now the next thing is the paper inside of the shoes. This is a good one. So real ones have like a big brick of paper here. It's white, it's soft, it's like not that loud when you touch it. And then fake ones, they always cheap out on this, where they put this like little dinky piece of like, you know, paper stuffing paper. It's super loud, it's just rough, it's not even nearly the same shape or size. I mean, you can see how like nice this was folded. And sometimes they're messed up, like don't get me wrong, like they're not always like perfect like this, but you can see like substantially different. Like there's just a lot more paper in the real ones, and it really fills out the shoe. Now there's some other differences here that are kind of hard to tell, and they're gonna vary from pair to pair, but you know, every fake is different. Every company that makes them differently. But the sole is way too orange. It's too saturated here. It's a lot more muted on the real ones. It's not like as intense of an orange. The color of the shoe overall is a little too golden. It's like too much red in this brown. And then this is a little more muted. The back pull strap, this one's like a little like too dull of an orange, when it should be more saturated. Those are some things to tell. But the biggest giveaway is this little eyelet where the lace goes in and it's through the transparent stripe. You see how black that is? And you see how this one's like not. And not that it's black, it's just darker. It's a lot darker than it is on this material on the inside of where all this inner structure is. You see how this is like one color and then this eyelet thing is like a darker color, right? Now on the non-authentic pairs, they don't get this right because they're making them cheaper. You can see that the color of this is the same color as this eyelet. That is a clear difference here. You can see how it stands out on the authentic pairs. That is one way that you can tell from people's Instagram photos or if they're wearing it on the street that those are fake. That is like the biggest thing out of these that we're gonna see in this whole video. There are some other details here where if you look at the hole pattern here, like on that inner wrap that goes over the shoe, you have like big holes here and then it gets tighter and then they enlarge a little bit. It's kind of like this pattern of holing. You know, it's like performance-like or whatever. It's not just the same holes punched out. And then when you look at the fake pair, it looks like Swiss cheese here. It's just the same big hole cut out of that piece of fabric or whatever and then put on the top cap of the shoe. But it can be very hard to tell because it's really subtle. The biggest thing is that piece of suede that is just not the right color. It's a clear indicator that this pair is not authentic. Now, they both come with tags. You can't really judge by tags. And don't get it twisted, fakes come with StockX tags. They come with the thing hanging off here. It says, oh, it's legit with the stickers. That's the newest hustle right now. So if you got a pair and it's like, oh, it has the legit check thing from StockX and the guy had the stickers too, they're probably fake, bro. Like, that's the easiest way. Like, it's so easy to counterfeit those StockX things. It's a joke. So don't be like, oh, I'm good, I got them from StockX, because tons of fakes go through StockX. Judging by the tags is like not really the best thing. There are different tags. There's these tags, so they did get that right at least. It usually doesn't come with like this thing typically, but I have seen things like this before. Everything should be centered though on it, like all the lettering on all the tags should be centered. The next thing would be the pull straps on the back of the shoe. They should be very close to the shoe. The authentic pair is about a ½ inch off the shoe, and that's like really what it should be. There is some variation. It depends on what size shoes you have. It does change a little bit, but it should be very close to the heel of the shoe. And the fake pair is a little further out. Maybe it's 3/4 of an inch off the back here. Now, it's not the biggest difference in the world. I have seen bigger differences. I've seen in stores that claim to sell authentic pairs, but they got the breads, the black ones, with a pull strap that's like out to here where you could tow a car with it. Totally fake, very obvious. But overall, this pair looks pretty good. Now, the stitching on here, it's a different color, like that darker stitching. It should be more of a deeper orange like it is here. But very difficult to tell. There are some like frayed edges here and stuff on here, but that's on real pairs too. They make those mistakes. The biggest thing I'm gonna show you is on the back of it. So there's that like stitched box here, this rectangle, right? And then if you've seen other Yeezys where there's a dashed color line that goes around the back of this thing, you can see the thread pattern. Authentic pairs have this dashing effect. So sometimes that center stitch line will be a different color on other colorways. But you can see how it's very dashed. It's very it's very accurate. It's a dashed line. Now it's this monochromatic, so it's a little hard to see, but I'm talking about right above my finger that goes across the back here, and then it's gonna go through this box that's been stitched, and it should be centered through it. And then around the back here, around here, and then back to the other side. So you can see that the stitching is very distinct, that it's spaced out, and it cuts through this stitched box center. Now, on the fake pair, you can see how there's really no dashed line. Like, you could tell the stitching is different, but it's not like that dashed effect. It's like very close together. It just kind of looks like this one line of stitching going across it. When it cuts through the back, you can see that it doesn't go centered with the box here. It's kind of like, you know, all over the place, and then back through the other side here. It's just too close together, those stitches. This is an obvious giveaway. This is one of the best things in the whole video. Aside from that eyelet thing where I showed you the color, this is one of the best things in the video. So back to the real pair, you can see how that's very dashed. And you know, like I said, there's other shoes that have that as a different color. But you can also see the stitching is like just more robust around these boxes and stuff like that. But this dashing line, dead giveaway. Now, looking at the back heels, this is a little too tall. It's too square, it's too wide. This is more of like an oval shaped. Very subtle, but this is authentic. Then looking at the stitching on here, on the authentic pair, the stitching is very thick. It's like a thicker thread. It's very clean. There are mistakes, they do make mistakes. There could be some frayed edges and stuff, but it's a very thick stitch. It's very tight, very strong. And then on the fake pair, the stitching is like thinner. It's not spaced as evenly and accurately. Overall, quality is just a little less. Now, looking at the stitching down the center of the shoe here, the color of the thread's different, so the stitching in the fake pair is a little too dark, it's a little too gray. The size of it is pretty good though. Sometimes it'll be smaller, like it should be like about a 1/4 inch in width, but the color's just different. It's a little too dark, it doesn't really match. And then when you look at the authentic pair, the stitching is more golden. It's a lot tighter, it's a lot cleaner, but the color is really like the difference because they got it pretty good on that fake pair. The next thing would be the color of the sole. So the fake pair is just a little too orange. It should be like more of a brownish rather than an orange. But there's some major giveaways here, and that's when it comes to the Boost foam. On the fake pair, like it looks pretty good here. The Boost foam's pretty soft. The texture looks pretty good. It has those like markings in it, which we see is pretty standard. But this Boost foam over here is not good. It's too smooth. You could tell that it's just not Boost foam at all. There should really be some like holes in it. Like what you're seeing there is just like shadow, but there should be like holes in it because like the Boost foam's a bunch of like styrofoam pods like melted together, and there's air pockets in it. So that's how they manufacture it. When you look at the real pair, this looks better. It's not as like glossy. It does have a shine to it, but like that was like way glossy. It's not as soft as the fakes, but like they're always getting that different. But when you look over here and like all around it, you'll see air pockets every now and then. It's gonna be very hard to see on camera. There are some. This one doesn't have that many actually, but you'll see like some have a lot, like holes in it, like where there was air and you know there's just no foam. So that's how it should be. There should be some of those air pockets. There should be gaps. It shouldn't be like perfectly smooth. Now, how I know this is not real Boost foam is because I could see the line, because the sole's translucent, and I could see the line here where they put a sticker here where it shows like a Boost foam textured sticker over it. Like it definitely has like some foam on it or something, but it's a sticker on top of like regular styrofoam. So that's what I might do with these actually. I might like take them apart and like really look at them, and you would see it here too. It's kind of hidden under here. And now all the Yeezys that have solid bottoms, they've been tricking everybody because you couldn't see through. But now that they're translucent, you can actually see this line here, and it goes around here and around there and back of where they put this sticker. It's super obvious. I mean, you guys could even see that on camera. That is obvious. You see this line going diagonally, and that's underneath this rubber, and that is this like Boost foam sticker. Now, when you look at a real pair, it's not like that at all. This is real Boost foam. There's no line going across here and around this area because they're not hiding anything. The whole thing is Boost foam. So that was super interesting to find out about these. That is a clear indicator. So if you flip your pair over and you're seeing some sort of diagonal line going on under here, they're totally fake, like 100% fake. I mean, everything I've showed you, if you passed all that stuff or you can't really tell or you're not sure, if you're seeing this, 100% fake. Should look nothing like that. It's just not how the manufacturing process is. This is not real Boost foam. Aside from there being like no texture here, like on that foam, it's just like almost totally smooth, but there will be variation with that from pair to pair, fake to fake. But this line, man, that is crazy. So definitely look out for that. Then when we come around to the back, to the strap here around it, you know, it's like pretty close, but you know, this bottom's just a little too orange. You can see the difference. This is super orange on the fakes, and the real ones is more of like a brownish. But that boost foam trick, that is the key. Now the only thing really left to look at is the insoles themselves. This is a pretty good test, but they do get it right. I mean, there's some clear indicators. Now you could look at the inside of the shoes and look at the stitching and stuff, but honestly, like, they're really, really close. Very hard to tell. But when it comes to the insoles, you could kind of see the color difference, where the fake ones, just like all the colors are just a little too much, you know? Like Kanye is very particular with his color palette. When it comes to picking the shades and stuff, it's like super sophisticated, such subtleties. And it's very hard for them to get that right because colors do translate to be a little different. Now there's lines that like run down this fabric. This is the fake one, but it looks very good. The logo should be like parallel with those lines. So if the lining of this material is kind of like off to the side, like at an angle, and the logo straight, they're probably fake. I've seen that before. They should really be pinned straight, so keep that in mind. You could see that. Now I have the fake one on top. I mean, they look really close. The color, like I said, is off a little bit, but the logo is just like too bold and it's like touching too much. It should be a little more refined like this one. You can kind of see the difference. It's hard to tell, but it's definitely a lot bolder on the fake one. The other thing is that it's like impossible for me to pick up on camera, but there's like this rectangle that goes around this logo. It's like how they applied it, you know, like they did some sort of direct transfer to get this on here. So they took like a film strip of the logo on the real ones and they applied it and then like pulled that off. So in the right lighting, you can kind of see it. You can kind of see it here right now. You can see this like outline of how they did that. And then when it comes to the fake pair, they just silkscreen this right on. So there's no like ghost rectangle around it of some sort of direct transfer, like heat transfer of this they silkscreen. So you can see that there's a manufacturing process different. Clear giveaway. Now aside from that, when you flip them over, this has been a legit checking method, but this is the fake one on top, the real one's on bottom. Now the logo on the real one, it's way more like refined. The edges are smooth, the lettering's good, but it's really about like the edges and stuff, just super clean, super rounded. And then you see on the fake pair that it's really like choppy, like it's not like clean and rounded like the real ones. It's more of like a choppy cutout. Those edges are kind of sloppy. The Adidas logo is like so-so. That's kind of like a good giveaway. Now they all look a little different, and if somebody wore them, and you know, they would mess it up a little bit. But you could see the difference here. The next thing that's kind of a clear giveaway is the honeycomb pattern that you see on here. Now it's way too big, because on the real pair, you can see that honeycomb is small. It's like small hexagons. And then on the fake one, it's bigger. This is pretty obvious if like you know what you're looking for. This is something I would definitely look out for. Now the fake one's on top, but that honeycomb patterning is super obvious. The logo is pretty obvious too, but it's really that honeycomb is just not the right size at all. Now the next thing is on these toe areas. There's always an outlined one on the fakes because they like stamp it in or something. So there's always kind of this like harsh outline around this. And on the real one, it doesn't really have that outline. Like, you know, there definitely is an impression where the pattern starts and stuff, but it's not as harsh as the fakes always, because this was in the mold. You can see the dots from the mold are outside these areas too, which is where they should be. And you can tell that this was really molded in. Now, when you look at the fake pair, you can see that this is way more like raised up, almost like they stamped it with the effect. And you can see the dots of the mold are like in here and like just kind of all over the place, like not where they should be. They should be outside these areas. So that's a pretty good method for legit checking the insoles. All right, now the next thing we're gonna do is a UV test, a blacklight test. So let me kill the lights, hold on. All right, so I got my blacklight here. You can pick one up at like Home Depot or something. They do sell the flashlights, but the flashlights really aren't that powerful. So I'm going over the real pair here and the fake pair here, and I'm looking for key differences. So if you're seeing purple nothing's happening. It should be white. If you see something like this is a white piece of paper, that's what it should look like if it's really having, you know, an effect on it. Now this back pull tab is really glowing though. That is pretty cool. It's also glowing on the real pair. Now I can tell the color's a little different, but both tabs are glowing under the UV light, so they got that right. That's pretty cool to see. UV test is not foolproof, so even if these had some zebra effect like the triple whites do, a lot of times the fakes get it right. The biggest difference I'm seeing is that the soles are glowing orange way more on the fake pair than they do on the real pair. It's super subtle on the real one, but it's really obvious on the fake ones. Now when I flip them over, I could see that the fake ones are glowing here. Like this is actually glowing a lot. It's not purple, it's like an orange effect. Not nearly glowing as much as this. This is like lit, but this has a glow to it, and you could also see it through the bottom here, where the real ones, that's not happening. Like this isn't glowing that much, not nearly as much as the fake ones. And then when you flip it over, you don't have really any glow effect around it. And the fake ones, you have a significant glow effect going on. So that is a difference. It's pretty obvious here too on the inner side of this one. Like the whole bottom's like really glowing. And then when you look at the real one, it's not nearly as much. It's really just this pull strap. Now this is a different color. It's pretty cool under the light. Like you can really see it. But that's about it. Not too much going on when it comes to the UV light. So the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna actually weigh them. So I got my postage scale here. Now I'm gonna first weigh the authentic pair, and we're gonna see what it is. And we got 14.4 ounces on the real ones. We're gonna take the fake ones. We have 12.7 ounces. So the fake ones are actually a lot lighter. Like it's only like 2 ounces, but it's significant. You can actually feel it when you pick it up. If you're like really paying attention, you can feel it. Now we also have the ones with the tags. So this has more tags than the other one. This is the real one with the tags. This also weighs 14.4 ounce even with the tag. And then the fake ones, 12.9 ounces. So even with the tags, the fake ones are actually lighter, which I find super interesting because that's like that next level of faking, right? Sure, you could fake how something looks and you could probably do it pretty well, but can you get the weight right? Looks like they can't. So very interesting fact here. Let's weigh the pair together. So let's just put both shoes on the scale and see what we get. On the real ones, we have 1 pound and 12 ounces. And then on the fake ones, we have 1 pound, 9 ounces. So they're lighter. Now, this weight will only apply to a size 11, so keep that in mind. If you have a 4.5, it's gonna weigh differently. This is kind of required to have a real pair and then have a fake one to really even be able to tell. But if you have a size 11, they should weigh exactly that. So, and that's with the stuffing in them. The insoles are in them, tags are on it. But let's weigh the box. So, you know, once again, this is a size 11 box, so the boxes get bigger and smaller with sizes. But let's weigh the box here of the real ones, size 11. We have 1 pound, 0.3 ounces. Now let's take the fake box. We have 1 pound, 1.9 ounces. So it's actually an ounce heavier. The box is heavier, but the shoes are lighter. Pretty interesting. So I think that's pretty much it, guys. I think we really covered everything. Now we didn't look at the inside shoe label. It's so hard to get that on camera, but there's really not much of a difference. They've really refined that. You know, back in the day, there was a couple things you could tell. There should be like a dot above the QR code and stuff like that. The lettering, the font, the boldness. They used to really screw that up, but now they really have it on point. So I hope for you at the end of this that I hope your pair is legit. I hope that's what you found out. I hope you're like, oh, whew, okay, cool. Like, you know, I was worried, or I had my reservations about it, but I'm good. And if your pair's not, I'm sorry about that. Like, I hope that somebody didn't sell them to you as real, because that's just horrible. So if you're looking for authentic items, hit me up. Check out my website, worldwidedrip.com. That's where I sell everything. Supreme. I got FTP coming now too, skateboard decks, hyped about that. Tons of Yeezys. I have pre-orders for every Yeezy that comes out, so keep me in mind for that from now until whenever you guys watch this video. But that's gonna be all for this video. And if you haven't subscribed, hit that subscribe button already. Hit that like button if this video helped you, whether your pair is real or fake. I took like hours to make this video. You just hit that like button, just one time, come on. If you wanna get in touch with me, hit me up on Instagram, @GunnerTierno. I'm on everything, Snap, Twitter, Instagram, and yeah, I'll see you on the next one. Peace.